Hello again, guys. Welcome back to the Rant and Review Pro Wrestling, and this is a news and rumor break. We are talking today about a lot of things that are going on over the past weekend in the world of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. One of them, including Booker T, doing interviews at a UFC show, and Adesanya going, holy crap, and five time, because he's marking out UFC champion, marking out over Booker T, the five-time WCW champion. That's a pretty cool thing to see.
Wrestling has always been like the...
Fuck, I'm freaking out. Young Izzy's freaking out, bro.
But he's not the only one praising former world champions in the world of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. Hulk Hogan, who was, for some reason, out partying with Ric Flair, because that's what they do at, what are they, 70 years old now, for God's sakes? Well, they were out partying, and people asked Hogan who he thought the greatest three wrestlers were of all time, and he did give us his list, which included, of course, at number one, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, probably because Flair was there, and he's being gracious. But number two, of course, himself, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Oh, that legacy is so tarnished, but we'll go with it. And his number three was Stone Cold Steve Austin, which was very interesting. I thought he would have said The Rock or somebody like that, but I think maybe Hogan's a little bit jealous because The Rock has actually became a big mainstream movie star as opposed to what Hogan thought he was going to be when never became. But it's interesting to hear Hogan's top three of all time, which of course included himself. But there are some other legends who do tend to praise some current stars, which seems to be a rare thing these days. But WWE Hall of Famer and probably one of the greatest of all time. In fact, he is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will ever be. Bret the Hitman Hart apparently congratulated FTR, in particular Dax Harwood, over their performance at a recent AEW showing. That was probably the match of Moxley and CM Punk, which was an outstanding match. By the way, if you didn't see that match on this past week's amazing episode of AEW Dynamite, you should go check that out. But Bret Hart apparently sent Dax a text and said, yeah, you guys are undoubtedly the best tag team in the world. You should have won the match. Go get them next time, that kind of stuff, because, you know, it's still real to Bret. But I think that's a great compliment of all people to get it from, especially FTR, who are, you know, they are the embodiment, they are the revival in some ways of old school tag team wrestling. And to hear from one of the greatest guys to ever do tag team wrestling, Bret the Hitman Hart, and have him compliment what you're doing in the ring has got to pay dividends a lot for the ego of and just the self-esteem of FTR. Not like they need it, but that's just a great thing to hear from somebody you admire, somebody you clearly have patterned some of your wrestling style from, and to hear them say, hey, you guys are the best in the world right now. That's got to be awesome for FTR. And then one bit of a spoiler for WWE news. If you haven't watched SmackDown, I don't know if this is coming up or was last week's episode, but the news is that during a taping of SmackDown that we have a new Intercontinental Champion, and it does harken back to some of the good old black and gold NXT days as Shinsuke Nakamura dropped the title to Sami Zayn in a rematch from, of course, Nakamura's debut in WWE and in NXT was on a takeover against Sami Zayn in one of the best matches from that year, to be honest with you, and to see the two of them kind of have this constant relationship with each other through the years that Shinsuke and Sami Zayn have been in WWE, and once again their rivalry kind of renewed. It's kind of a soft rivalry renewed, but Zayn winning the IC Championship is pretty cool for Sami Zayn, who again just recently re-signed a new contract with World Wrestling Entertainment. So hopefully they'll be able to do something with him. Sami Zayn again is another one of the few guys on WWE's roster that seems to be okay with the format. He seems to be able to do some things that he wants to do, and he seems to generally be enjoying his time. He's not angry or anything about the company. So it's good to see somebody like that in WWE who, you know, he's not miserable being there, actually getting what he wants. It'd be nice if there were more people like that in WWE, but we will take what we can get at this point in time. But that's the news and rumors for today. I want to know what you guys think about some of these stories. Let your voice be heard in the comment box below. Until next time, I will see you guys here for more news, rumors, and commentary right here on the Rant and Review Pro Wrestling. Have a good day.